You've seen me play Grindel against Anarch decks. Now the tables have turned. I'm playing my noise deck against the same guy who played Cerebral Imaging against me. This time he's playing Grindel, and get ready to get stomped real hard. Now, as I said, noise is a double-edged sword against Grindel. For one, noise denies Jackson very hard and is able to mill out key cards such as Scorched Earth and Accelerated Diagnostics and Power Shutdown from HQ. On the other hand, noise suffers terribly from having low econ, which means that it's very vulnerable to seesaws, punitives, and the like. So he begins his turn by installing 2 cards in the remote. You can reckon that what's inside the remote is a Jackson Howard. So I can't really do much about it. So instead, I install 2 viruses and begin running over R&D and archives. I know that it's very important to apply pressure early on, immense amounts of pressure, and sure enough, I get Project Atlas. I don't think he can punish me for that with a mid-seasons or anything, and sure enough, he can't. Even though I'm 3 cards on hand, the chances of him having a double primitives this early on is too low. He spends the next turn icing up the centrals, so now my game is more or less done. I can't really run Rampage anymore, so I just install the rest of the cards from my hand and lay back a little. This is actually a very good starting hand. I started with 2 viruses and the wild side is Sob's combo. So I can start drawing cards and terminate it whenever I wish. But now I have no credits, which is a problem. I try running into HQ. Foundry. I saw that already. R&D. Hive. Hi Hive. Yeah, neither of those eyes are going to be easy to break. Quandary can be easily broken with Parasite, but that's not a very ideal play. Ideally, I'll get my Yogg on the table instead. I'd rather spend my Parasite on something like Hive, which has lots of subroutines to get rid of. He advances the card in the remote and protects it even further. Alright, so that wasn't a Jackson that I had predicted. It is an agenda and it's probably a 3-pointer, given that he advanced it twice. I can't get in. How do you get in? I can't see how. Not in 1 turn anyway. 1 turn having only 3 clicks. That's the problem with playing Wildside. You only have 3 clicks. It's barely enough time to react to anything. So all I can do now is to place pressure on the Hive. He scores the Atlas. Not good. Grindel, as I know, is a very fast deck, so I need to keep the tempo up. But I'm now losing tempo because I'm forced to play my class creep. I need to keep safe. I know that I have no credits and I'll lose to any form of tracing that he does. So the class creep was mandatory. Meanwhile, I'm debating my options. I would love to install the Yogg, but always the deterrent is the 5 cost. Installing a Yogg is not in the least bit cheapest. What am I saying? It's not in the least bit cheap at all. Yes, I don't know. Paying 5 credits for that, it takes so much effort to get 5 credits. I draw into a Queen's Gambit, which is useless because it seems like he's not interested in installing any assets or upgrades. The Sahasrara is good, no credits to install it though. I don't have a lot of options here. First, I face plant into the Grim. While I do get a bad pub, I lose my Data Sucker, which is huge. This means that I can no longer get past the Grim easily. I see a restructure, and that's definitely getting trash. Next turn, I'll be able to pawn the Imp for 3 credits, which is nice. However, I'm now without a Data Sucker. So R&D is more or less sealed off completely, unless I choose to run without programs. That is possible. I'm not discounting that. But as soon as he installs another piece of ice over Grim, my day is done. I can't do anything. He continues fast advancing. This one I have to challenge now. If only to force him to spend the credits to rest the ice. He's down to 8 credits, which is pretty low for Grindel. So here goes. Sure gamble. And a run. What does he res? An Archer. Very good. Trash no program. Trash no program. And the run. But that means I can't get into the server. So I'll have to look elsewhere for agendas. What I should have done here was to run R&D. I completely forgot that I had no program, so Grim does nothing. I should have ran R&D, but I didn't, and that's a huge mistake. Right, I should be capitalizing on every chance he gives me, and Grim gives me a chance because it allows me to run with no rig. But instead, I installed the Sahasrara, choosing to build a rig consisting of a York and an Imp to run his HQ. I think I was really scared of whatever combos he might have had in hand, but I should have realized that he wasn't really drawing cards. He was just playing cards that he mandatorily drew. So I should have realized that the chance of him having a combo is pretty low. And if he wanted to combo, he could do it with his double scored Atlas anyway. So that was a big mistake of me, focusing on HQ when I should have been locking down R&D. By this point, it was game over. He has 6 points scored and a double scored Atlas. Double advanced Atlas. He just needs to summon a hostile takeover to win the game. Unless I can score another 5 more points in my turn, I'm going to lose. Then he reminds me that he only has 1 credit remaining, so he has to wait another turn before pulling out the win. But still, now I need to go full on YOLO mode. I knew that there were no agendas in HQ because there probably weren't any because he has already scored whatever he had. He's now just waiting for the hostile takeover in R&D. 2 of them left. So the only thing I can do now is to rampage on R&D and hopefully there'll be something worth getting over there. I started bleeding all the programs that I installed just to get to HQ, undoing all my hard work and seeing nothing. What was I to do? I installed the Hemorrhage just because it was a virus and ran R&D, ran archives in severe desperation. And I saw a shock. What a neat splash. Grindle is tight on influence. Spending your influence on shock is quite something, but well, it pricked me there. It certainly did. So now he spends his next turn gaining credits, while I am left to think of how I can deal with my final turn. What is about to be my final turn. I pawn off the plus grid because now is now or never. I need every single bit of money I can get. I begin running, and of course he trashes the Imp so that I cannot mill R&D any further. What do I see? What do I see? What do I see? Nope, just a hive. I'm done. I drew up more cards. None of them were useful, and that was game. So, well, my noise deck isn't the fastest in the world. That is a very severe limitation. It doesn't apply the same kind of pressure that I'm used to with my Gape Knight deck, and it certainly falters when it comes to dealing with servers that are iced up. I'm not really sure how to counter this. It seems like face planting into ice is a must when using my deck because I have no clone chips, no self-modifying codes and the like. This is compounded by me having too many programs. Any form of program trashing from Roto Turret to Grims to Archers will cripple me immensely. That is something I have to live with, unfortunately. Snitch might help, but it costs too much influence. So, yeah, I'm beginning to realize all the limitations that are present in my noise deck. I still think that there is potential for noise to be a tier 1 top tier deck, but I definitely need to learn to pilot it better and perhaps make some modifications to improve the gameplay. Oh, by the way, interesting tidbit. My opponent later revealed to me that there were no flatline measures in his deck whatsoever. There were no scorchers, no primitives. Everything was there just to deter the runner with the threat that a flatline is going to happen. And leveraging on this deterrence to pump out agendas quickly through the remote, which I thought was very neat. This is how you play Netrunner. You instill fear and capitalize on it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.